Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news at 6 where we're getting you the day's top developing stories. The big one, of course, being taking place, in fact, in the national capital over that OROP issue. We'll get you details of that in a bit. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. An ex-soldier's death over the OROP issue triggers a political controversy in Delhi. Police detain and release Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. A day after 8 civilians were killed near the LOC, Pakistani troops violate ceasefire yet again, target areas in Bhimber Gali sector of Rajouri district. President Pranab Mukherjee reaches Kathmandu for 3-day visit to Nepal. Will hold talks with the Nepalese President and Prime Minister on bilateral issues. And US President Barack Obama targets Donald Trump as the email controversy causes a dip in Hillary Clinton's campaign. Latest polls show the Republican candidate ahead with a slender lead of 1% advantage. President Pranab Mukherjee reached Kathmandu today for a 3-day visit to Nepal. Mukherjee was given a warm ceremonial welcome at the airport, and his visit is the first, remember, by an Indian president in 18 years. President Mukherjee is also meeting Nepal's President Vidya Devi Bhandari and Prime Minister Prachanda, along with other leaders of Nepal. He will also visit Janakpur district to meet Madhesi leaders. Pranab Mukherjee is also slated to meet Tharu and other tribal leaders in Pokhara. The visit will be an exercise in communicating with all sections of political leadership of Nepal to accelerate the pace of development partnership between the two countries.
We are giving particular focus on our ongoing development, connectivity and economic projects, as well as number of projects under the lines of credit. These projects are being reviewed periodically at the highest level to ensure their timely implementation. We are also trying to move forward expeditiously on the post-earthquake reconstruction projects, where India has committed $1 billion assistance to Nepal. It is in this context of intensified engagement with Nepal that the state visit of Rashtrapati Ji is taking place.
But while the president's away, huge drama in the national capital, Congress party leaders led by its Vice President Rahul Gandhi protested outside RML Hospital over the death of an ex-serviceman in the national capital. On Tuesday, an ex-serviceman allegedly committed suicide by consuming poison over the non-implementation of the one rank, one pension scheme. In fact, ex-servicemen have been protesting over the OROP scheme introduced by the government over the last few months.
70-year-old ex-serviceman Ram Kishan Garewal allegedly consumed poison, leaving behind a suicide note blaming the government's delay in implementing the one rank, one pension scheme. The tragedy at Jantar Mantar in Delhi triggered a political row, with Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi being detained at the RML hospital when he tried to meet the family members of the victim. He was later released from the Mandir Marg police station along with other party leaders.
पहली बार इतिहास में, इस देश के इतिहास में हमें अपने सेना के परिवारों से नहीं मिलने दिया जा रहा है। नया हिंदुस्तान बन रहा है भैया, नया हिंदुस्तान बन रहा है। इसको आप पहचानिए। हिंदुस्तान में आज क्या हो रहा है, आप इसको पहचानिए।
मुझे कुछ नहीं कहना है।
आरोप लगाया जा रहा है कि पुलिस का गलत इस्तेमाल हो रहा है।
उस रिस्क रिडक्शन के लिए जो कुछ भी करना होगा यहाँ की ये पुलिस करेगी।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was also stopped outside the Lady Hardinge Hospital, where a post-mortem was conducted. Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia was detained outside the RML hospital. The police said the detentions were necessary to control the situation.
ये हॉस्पिटल है, कोई डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करने का प्लेस नहीं है। यहाँ पेशेंट्स आते हैं ट्रीटमेंट के लिए और एक इमरजेंसी एक प्लेस है जो कि कंटीजेंसी हो सकती है। कोई भी यहाँ पे आ सकता है और उसके ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन हम किसी तरह के अलाउ नहीं करेंगे। फैमिली मेंबर्स को एडवांस में बता दिया था कि जो उनका सारा पोस्टमार्टम लेडी हार्डिंग मेडिकल कॉलेज में होगा, यहाँ पर नहीं होगा। उसके बावजूद फैमिली मेंबर्स ने पुलिस की एडवाइस नहीं सुनी और यहाँ पर आरएमएल हॉस्पिटल में इकट्ठे हो गए और लीडर से कांटेक्ट करने लगे।
The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party leaders targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the OROP issue. West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee also tweeted her support for Rahul Gandhi and Manish Sisodia.
Ram Kishan who has fought for this country, who was in the army. His family has been treated in a very cruel manner, and this is what we condemn. This shows what kind of a government we have, which is abusing its authority and doing acts which are illegal. The detentions are illegal.
प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि ओआरओपी लागू कर दिया। सैनिक आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं ये कहते हुए कि ओआरओपी लागू करो। इसका मतलब प्रधानमंत्री जी देश भर में घूम-घूम के झूठ बोल रहे हैं, सबको झूठ बोल रहे हैं कि ओआरओपी लागू कर दिया। अगर लागू हो जाता तो फिर रामकिशन जी को आत्महत्या क्यों करनी पड़ती?
The BJP called for an investigation into the suicide of the ex-serviceman.
आत्महत्या उसने की है, उसका क्या कारण है किसी को नहीं पता। कारण आरोपी दिखाया जा रहा है, उसकी मानसिक स्थिति क्या थी हमको नहीं पता किसी को भी। पहले उसकी तहकीकात तो होने दीजिए। और जहां तक मैंने आपको बताया कि आरोपी को राजनीति से परे रखा जाए तो ज्यादा अच्छा है।
According to the police, Grewal, along with some other ex-servicemen, was in the process of submitting a memorandum to the Defence Ministry on OROP. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar is reported to have asked for details about the incident. The Modi government announced the one rank, one pension scheme on September 6, 2015, but since then ex-servicemen had complained that it failed to address their concerns. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In fact, the drama continuing in the capital, what we are learning is that Rahul Gandhi has been detained for the second time again by the police. He's been taken to the Mandir Marg police station. We'll keep you updated on the situation developing there. Meanwhile, let's head on to north, and Pakistani troops violated ceasefire once again today, shelling along the line of control in Rajouri district of Kashmir. There were no reports of fresh casualties, but the latest violation does come just a day after 8 civilians were killed and 22 others injured in heavy shelling by Pakistani troops. The BSF says that its troops are retaliating effectively and have destroyed as many as 14 posts of the Pakistani Rangers.
For residents living in border areas, it's been raining bombs and bullets as Pakistani Rangers continue to target civilian hamlets along the line of control and the international border in Jammu and Kashmir. More than 400 villages were evacuated on Wednesday, a day after at least 8 civilians were killed in heavy firing by Pakistan. Several schools also remained closed. Villagers say they seem to be caught in a war between the two sides.
बार बार फायरिंग होती है और स्कूल बंद किए जाते हैं और हमारे बच्चों की पढ़ाई बहुत वेस्ट हो रही है। इसलिए सरकार को हमारे लिए कुछ सोचना चाहिए।
हमें बहुत फिक्र है कि हमारे बच्चों की पढ़ाई बर्बाद हो रही है और पाकिस्तान बहुत फायर कर रहा है, तो उसकी वजह ना बड़ा नुकसान भी होवेगा, तो उसकी वजह ना हमारे बच्चों का जो स्कूल है बंद किया गया है।
Retaliating forcefully, the Indian troops destroyed more than a dozen posts of Pakistani Rangers. The BSF made it clear that unlike the Pakistani firing, their response was measured and did not target civilians.
Indian retaliation, the BSF which made was very accurate and measured. Our accurate firing and the coordinate fire assault on various posts has resulted into very heavy damage to their number of posts.
The civilian deaths on the Indian side, however, triggered a huge outcry in the political circle. Opposition leaders are demanding answers from the government on the worsening border situation.
जो बॉर्डर पे मर रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान तो दोषी है ही है, वो तो मुजरिम है, उसमें कोई शक नहीं है। लेकिन क्या वजह है कि हमारे वक्त में जब यूपीए थी तो इतना सीज फायर वायलेशन नहीं होता था? क्या वक्त है कि ये जो आज रोज़ हमारा एक फौजी शहीद होता है तो उस वक्त नहीं होता है? तो कहीं कहीं मतलब यह है कि एनडीए बातें ज़्यादा करती है और ग्राउंड पे काम नहीं करती है।
And civilian deaths are something that we cannot accept. And villages have been evacuated, schools now have been closed. So I think the result of all these has been that there is greater uncertainty and tensions across the border. Now this is something that has to be resolved at the earliest in the interest of our own people.
या तो हमारी आंतरिक सुरक्षा को इतना मजबूत किया जाए कि ये घटना इस तरह से ना हो, लेकिन मैं ये मानता हूं कि दोनों तरफ जो सिर्फ यानी तनाव की बातें हो रही, एक रास्ता ये भी है कि दोनों के बीच में बातचीत भी होना चाहिए।
Apart from the heightened tensions on the border, the rest of the valley also remains under lockdown. The shutdown by the separatists derailed normal life for the 117th day on Wednesday. Restrictions on the assembly of people remained in place throughout the valley. Additional forces were deployed at vulnerable spots and main roads as a precautionary measure to maintain law and order. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now in some domestic politics, speculation is growing over the possibility of the Samajwadi Party looking for alliance partners. Possibility of an electoral understanding with the Congress increased after the party's electoral strategist Prashant Kishore met the Samajwadi Party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav yesterday.
Talks of a secular alliance ahead of the Uttar Pradesh elections gained strength a day after Congress election strategist Prashant Kishore met Samajwadi Party leader Mulayam Singh Yadav on Tuesday.
वो अपने लेवल पे उन्होंने बात की है, वो अभी उस पे हम चर्चा नहीं करेंगे, वो उनके अपने लेवल की बात।
The Samajwadi Party is reported to be pushing for such an alliance, with party's UP chief Shivpal Yadav extending invitations to the JDU and RLD for the Samajwadi Party's Silver Jubilee anniversary in Lucknow on the 5th of November.
अभी बोल नहीं रहे हैं, तो जो डिसाइड करेंगे वो बताएंगे एक दो दिन में।
A tie-up is seen to be a compulsion for the Samajwadi Party, with the party logged in a family feud with Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav on one side and his uncle Shivpal on the other. Party leaders fear the power tussle could cost them some of their traditional voters in the crucial elections.
उत्तर प्रदेश में जहां एक तरफ विकास हुआ है, वहीं सामाजिक सद्भाव भी मजबूत हुआ है और कानून व्यवस्था बहुत ही बेहतर है उत्तर प्रदेश में, क्योंकि लगातार आज भी जब इस सरकार के 3-4 महीने ही बचे हैं, तब भी लोग निवेश करने के लिए उत्तर प्रदेश में आ रहे हैं।
Interestingly, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is not attending the Samajwadi Party's celebration in Lucknow, but RJD President Lalu Prasad, who is in alliance with his party in the state, has confirmed his participation. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, in an attempt to explain his side of the story, sacked Tata Sons chairman Cyrus Mistry has sought a meeting with Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. However, the government has not taken any decision on Mistry's request, even as it calls the Tata dispute an internal matter of the company.
The centre on Wednesday clarified that the corporate dispute within the Tata Sons was their internal matter. But the government will keep a close watch on developments that could impact the economy. Stating this, Minister of State for Finance Arjun Ram Meghwal, however, expressed confidence that the group will resolve the matters amicably. Market experts also felt the market is on a recovery path after the initial shock from the Tata Group.
Shares more or less will have to go as per the fundamentals of the each company, but as I said that sentiment for the group has improved, and if the sentiment of the stakeholders and the employees improve, obviously the companies tend to do well.
On Tuesday, Tata Sons interim chairman Ratan Tata claimed Cyrus Mistry's removal was absolutely necessary for the success of the group. Justifying his return at the helm of Tata Group, Ratan Tata wrote to his employees, and I quote, "The companies need to focus on their profit margins and their market positions vis-a-vis competition and not compare themselves to their past. The focus has to be on leading rather than following. While I'm looking forward to work with you as interim chairperson to maintain stability and continuity of leadership, I'm also looking forward with equal excitement to the finalization by the selection committee of a world-class leader to be the new chairperson of the group." Unquote. The letter came hours after Mistry rebutted charges of mishandling the dispute with Japan's telecom company Docomo. He claimed that Ratan Tata was party to all decisions regarding the joint telecom venture. Mistry revealed that Docomo was awarded $1.2 billion by an international arbitration court, but remains entangled in court cases. The telecom venture is allegedly one of the main stress points in Mistry's relationship with Ratan Tata. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today visited the Bhopal Central Jail to take stock of the security situation after the jailbreak. The visit comes a day after the police encounter of 8 Simi activists who allegedly fled from the Bhopal Central Jail after killing a head constable. Chauhan visited the residence of the head constable Ram Shankar Yadav. Slamming the opposition for politicizing the incident, he said that it was unfortunate that there was no word of solace for the martyred policemen while certain politicians were going over the alleged terrorists. Meanwhile, one of the Simi activists killed in the alleged encounter was buried in Ahmedabad amid tight security on Wednesday. His mother claimed that he was not a terrorist and that his killing was a conspiracy.
मैंने डीजी सीएस, डीजी जेल और बाकी अधिकारियों के साथ भोपाल सेंट्रल जेल की व्यवस्थाओं का निरीक्षण किया। कुछ आवश्यक निर्देश दिए व्यवस्थाएं और सुदृढ़ और चाक चौबंद करने के लिए और विस्तार से समीक्षा करने के निर्देश दिए।
In a tragic incident, at least 3 people were charred to death and 10 others injured after a major fire broke out in a house in northeast Delhi's Shadra area early on Wednesday. The fire broke out in the wee hours in the parking area of the residential building. It then spread to all 4 floors, with its residents being caught unaware. 5 fire tenders were rushed to the spot and the fire was brought under control within 2 hours, but 3 people had already died by then. The injured are undergoing treatment at GTB hospital. In its biggest ever drug seizure, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has seized a huge cache of banned narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. The DRI has seized 23.5 metric tons of Mandrax tablets worth over 3,000 crore rupees from a factory in Udaipur. Bollywood producer Subhash Dudhani was also arrested in this connection. Addressing a press conference, Central Board of Excise and Customs Chairman Najib Shah said that the tablets were primarily meant for the international market and a large consignment was likely to head to Mozambique and South Africa. A kilogram of Mandrax costs around 20 lakh rupees in the international market.
This drug finds a lot of use in the African continent. Mozambique is a typical market, as also South Africa. We believe that these drugs would have been destined for these countries. Further investigations in these cases are going on.
And here are more updates from across the country in Nationwide. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on Tuesday announced measures to fight pollution. This comes 2 days after air quality deteriorated sharply post-Diwali. Sisodia said that the government is taking steps to improve air quality. He added that the government will also focus on crematoriums, which are a major source of pollution. A delegation-level meeting of Fishermen Associations of India and Sri Lanka was held in Delhi today. An 11-member delegation of Sri Lankan fishermen met a team from Tamil Nadu to work out a sustainable solution for trouble-free fishing in the Park Bay that separates the 2 countries. It was the 4th such meeting between the 2 sides. The BJP is demanding a probe into Tuesday's car blast in Kerala's Malappuram district. The car was damaged in the explosion at the headquarters of the local administration. It was parked near a court located within the government compound, though nobody was injured in the incident. With that, a quick break here. We'll be back with international news in a bit. Stay with us.
The splendid, grand and massive neo-Buddhist copper dome of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. It gets its influence from stupa at Sanchi. The dome is more than twice the height of the rest of the building. The reinforced concrete shell of the outer dome began to be formed during the beginning of 1929. The last stone of the dome was laid on April 6, 1929.
Welcome back. International news now. In less than a week for America to vote, the attacks on both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are getting sharper and more personal. While Trump called Clinton's email controversy as one of the biggest scandals in American history, Clinton labeled Trump a bully with a long history of insulting and assaulting women.
As the US presidential election enters its last lap, both aspirants to the White House are stepping up attacks on each other. Struggling with the fallout of sexual harassment allegations, Republican nominee Donald Trump's campaign is experiencing a revival after the FBI decided to probe a new batch of emails suspected to relate to Hillary Clinton. On Tuesday, Trump capitalized on the issue once more, calling Clinton's email controversy the biggest scandal since Watergate.
This is a message for any Democratic voter who have already cast their ballots for Hillary Clinton and who are having a bad case of buyer's remorse. In other words, you want to change your vote. Wisconsin is one of several states where you can change your early ballot if you think you've made a mistake. A lot of stuff has come out since you voted. So if you live here, or in Michigan, or Pennsylvania, or Minnesota, those 4 places, you can change your vote to Donald Trump will make America great again, okay? She is not going to make America great again.
US President Barack Obama came in support of his former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and appealed to voters to lend support to their Democratic presidential nominee. Obama said despite making mistakes, Clinton was the right choice for the president.
Has she made mistakes? Of course, so have I. There's nobody in the public arena over the course of 30 years that doesn't make some. But she is a fundamentally good and decent person who knows what she's doing and will be an outstanding president.
Clinton, who remains defiant about any wrongdoing in the email controversy, also escalated her attacks on Trump. She labeled Trump as a bully for criticizing women for their looks and said he had a long history of insulting and assaulting women.
Think about what we now know about Donald Trump and what he's been doing for 30 years. He sure has spent a lot of time demeaning, degrading, insulting, and assaulting women. And I got to tell you, some of what we've learned, some of this stuff is very upsetting.
The latest email controversy has caused a dip in Clinton's campaign, with the latest polls showing Trump ahead with a slender lead of 1% point. It is for the first time since May that Trump has overtaken Hillary in a major national tracking poll with a 46% vote as compared to Hillary's 45%. Bureau Report, Rajya, Sabha TV.
And here are more international news updates in Global Buzz. China and Malaysia signed 14 agreements on Tuesday after a meeting between Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang. Malaysia has agreed to buy 4 Chinese naval vessels and pledged with Beijing to handle South China Sea disputes bilaterally. Earlier last week, Malaysia's Defence Ministry had posted on social media that the country would be purchasing patrol vessels, but the post was later removed. All 33 miners trapped in a coal mine in China by an explosion on Monday were found dead. Rescuers said that the bodies have been lifted up and further work will continue. The cause of the explosion is not clear yet, though local authorities ordered an investigation into the incident yesterday. Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn will be confirmed as the new King of Thailand next month. BBC reports that he is expected to endorse a new military-drafted constitution and to start appointing his own team of senior royal officials. His father, King Bhumibol Adulyadej, the world's longest reigning monarch, died on 13th of October. Sports news now. In a 15-member squad for the first 2 matches of the 5-test match series against England was announced in Mumbai today. Hardik Pandya was the lone new face in the team as speedster Ishant Sharma made a comeback in the from the test squad. In fact, Gautam Gambhir retained his spot in the squad after KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan failed to recover from their injuries. Karun Nair was also included in the team in the absence of Rohit Sharma, who suffered an injury during the ODI series against New Zealand. The first test will be played on the 9th of November in Rajkot. India are currently ranked number 1 in the world after thrashing New Zealand 3-0 at home last month. And here are more sports updates in SportsBeat. Indian women's hockey team defeated Malaysia 2-0 in their third pool match of the Women's Asian Champions Trophy. With this win, India remain at the top of the pool table with 7 points above Korea, China, Japan and Malaysia. In the first quarter, Poonam Rani scored a well-executed field goal to give India the lead. Deepika Thakur then doubled India's lead with a penalty corner in the 45th minute. Young Indian shuttler Pratul Joshi clinched his maiden international title by notching up a hard-fought win over Aditya Joshi in the finals of the Bahrain International Challenge badminton tournament. In a fiercely fought battle between the siblings, 22-year-old Pratul emerged as the winner with 21-17, 12-21, 21-15 victory. Milos Raonic advanced to the third round of the Paris Masters with a straight sets victory over Spain's Pablo Carreno Busta 7-6, 6-4. Raonic, who had a bye into the second round, fired off 16 aces in the win. Manchester City got their revenge on Barcelona as they defeated the Spanish champions 3-1 in the UEFA Champions League. After lagging behind to Lionel Messi's goal, City pressed up the charge with Ike Gundogan scoring twice on either side of Kevin De Bruyne's free kick. Meanwhile, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid progressed to the last 16 with their respective wins against Ludogorets and Rostov. That's all we have for you on the news at 6. Thanks for joining us.